Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, PrincetonTrader.com, here for NTMarkets.com with your Wednesday morning pre-market webcast. Okay, daily chart, and what we've seen is the end of the band ride. We're here. This is today, Tuesday, Monday, Friday. Okay, band ride was over. We talked on Monday about the potential for the Bulls to be able to jump back up, grab the band, and keep going. They weren't able to execute that. The Bears, I mean, let's not. I mean, but you know, let's not get too excited about the Bears just yet, because all the Bears have done is just basically tread water in and around the 9-day simple moving average and around the weekly pivot in the 83.20 area. I think that has a lot more to do with 2 p.m. today than anything else. Um, we get the FOMC interest rate announcement today, so it's a Fed day, 2 o'clock Eastern time. I'll give you my 30 seconds on the Fed. Don't try to game the Fed. Don't game the Fed. Don't take trades in the moments before the Fed announcement because you think you know which direction it's going to break, because you don't. You really don't. Um, and the reality is it'll break both ways. And if you're wrong, you'll hold it forever. And if you're right, you'll dump it for a few handles. So the risk reward, never really plays out in those situations. What we do in the room and what I would suggest is, wait for the reaction. The reaction is going to create a range. That range is going to be, broken out above or broken down below, or you trade in between and you're creating lower highs or higher lows. And at least at that point, you can assess your risk. Trading a huge announcement is essentially trading without risk because you don't know what the reaction range is going to be. You don't know if it comes back to a certain area, whether that's just support or whether that's the best you're going to do. There's no risk there. You have to wait for the range. You have to wait for the reaction. You have to define the parameters of your trade. So don't game the Fed. So how could we play out today? I don't know. Neither does anybody else. And if they tell you they know, they're lying. But here's what I see as far as this chart is concerned. If the Bears can turn the weekly pivot at 83.20 into resistance, they've been trying all week, unsuccessfully so far. But we've spent, just as much time below the weekly pivot as we have above it. If they can turn it into resistance, then they can go to work on the mid band down in the 68 area. Who controls the mid band is going to, determine who controls the daily chart. So then you're either in sell rallies mode or buy dips mode from there. If the bulls get a positive reaction that they can run with, then what they have to do is they have to go and make new highs. They really can't do anything less than that. So they have to go and attack the high from last Wednesday up at 21.05 quarter. Do they have to do this all in one day? No. Would that be better? Yeah, because then it sets up a squeeze for the rest of the week, and then you're on another band ride, and the bands are still very tight. They're below 4. So they can still be ridden if one side or the other can get to their respective band. So it should be very interesting today. The last 3 days have told me that there's a lot of uncertainty, both to the upside and the downside, and nobody's really quite sure how the reaction is going to play out here. So for me, I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing, which is just trading what's in front of me. I plan to be flat by 2 o'clock. And then, there's going to be 2 days today. There's going to be before 2 o'clock and after 2 o'clock. It's the same for any Fed day. So reset yourself into the announcement. See what there is to say. See what the reaction is. Find that range and then trade it, or just stay out of it. If you're a really new trader and you don't like trading big volatility, there's no rule out there that says you have to trade the Fed announcement. You don't have to do it. You can paper trade it. You can watch it. You can see how it reacts. You can learn from it. You don't have to dive in there with both feet and, roll the dice and see what happens. Because if you're not experienced, that's exactly what you are doing. Okay? So watch the weekly pivot, watch the mid band, watch the upper level, watch the highs from this week. Monday high at 91.5, 91 quarter. 91's a problem for the bulls, and they've got to get above it and go to work on 2105. All right, everybody have a great day. Follow us on Twitter at Princeton Trader. Check out the website. Come check out the chat room. I'll be back tomorrow morning with another webcast. Trade them well.